bow your heads and let us pray. Heavenly Father, we come before you today with grateful hearts, acknowledging your presence in this gathering of dedicated men and women who have committed their lives not only to service, but to shaping and sharpening others through their instruction, guidance, and example. Lord, we thank you for every person in this room, for their calling to train and to build up the next generation of law enforcement leaders. Your word tells us that as iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another. And may that be true of our time together this week. Let us learn from one another and grow together, sharpened not only in skill, but in wisdom, compassion, and leadership. We ask for your blessing on the work that we do here. Let the seeds planted during this time be fruitful. May those seeds take root not only in our hearts and minds, but of those we lead, that they too might grow, develop, and serve others. May this gathering be more than a meeting of minds. Let it be a movement that multiplies impact across communities and nations. Thank you, Lord, for the commitment of these men and women to helping others grow, strengthen their hearts, renew their energy, and fill them with fresh vision for the roles they play in shaping lives. We pray that you would enlighten and educate us through every session, every conversation, every connection, so that we may return home better equipped to serve with integrity and purpose. And finally, we ask your protection over everyone here. Watch over our families and our departments while we're away, and guide us with your hand as we continue to lead with courage and compassion. We offer this prayer in your holy name. Amen.
We will now have our posting of colors by the St. Louis Police Department and singing of the national anthem by Detective John Leggett of the St. Louis Police Department.
March, march, teacher, talk. There. Present.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly
one morning, Joe got a call from one of the instructors, Mark Candies. Mark was supposed to be the presenter on Friday. On Friday morning, he lost his son, Sergeant Brad Candies, in the line of duty. As much as we have such a great cadre of everybody here, we know we could fill that position that our block is going to do. We're not going to do that. We're going to leave that open just for the memory and just the thoughts and prayers for the family of Mark and his son, Sergeant Brad Candies. So please, let's take a moment of silence for all fallen officers and for the Candies family. Thank you. This time I'd like to invite up Chief Robert Tracy of the St. Louis Police Department, so they say give us a few opening remarks. Thank you, Chief.
Thank you, Ray. And good morning, everyone. Good morning. Welcome to the city of St. Louis. It's tough to do. See if I can work this out. Got it back, right? So on behalf of the brave men and women of the St. Louis Metropolitan Police Department and our entire community, it is my great honor to welcome you to the International Law Enforcement Educators and Trainers Association Conference in Expo 2025. We are privileged to host such a distinguished gathering of law enforcement professionals, educators, and trainers dedicated to advancing the future of law enforcement. Your presence today means each of you have shared a commitment to excellence and innovation. Your ongoing education and continuous development are a testament to the commitment we have to our profession. The work you do in training and educating our officers has a profound impact on communities across the nation and around the world. Your expertise ensures that the next generation of law enforcement professionals are equipped with the knowledge, skills, and leadership needed to navigate the complexities of modern day policing. While you're here, I encourage you to take advantage of everything our great city has to offer. From its rich history, like Union Station, where you're here today. Look at the things that we've done here today and how they redeveloped this area and the history behind it. To the iconic Gateway Lodge. It's an amazing structure. And seeing it from far, one thing, being underneath it is another. Go check that out. Definitely, it will be an honor. And there's plenty of great food here today in the city. From the infamous Italian restaurants up on the hill, that neighborhood, which we can find, and it's not the only one in the city, but they're all quick right away. Go visit the city, go visit the parks, go visit Parks Park, go visit Town Road, go visit the museums, go visit the zoos. I'm not from here, I think you can understand. There's some confusion, but I want to leave you in suspense. I'm only here 2 years. First outside chief in 200 years, but I am from the Bronx. And I'll tell you, there's no city that I've seen that has so many things to offer that sometimes gets down on itself and its reputation. But I think you keep coming back every year, right? Coming back to this city, you see it. I want you to see the same thing. I have a wife, 5 kids, I have a house in the city. It took me 5 minutes to get here. It took me 5 minutes to get to the Blues game last night because we had an honor, and we were honoring one of our officers that was displayed in the line of duty. You read about it, Nathan Speaks, last week. He recuperated in the hospital. But this city has so much to offer that the Blues immediately stepped up, as would the Cardinals, as would City Soccer, as would the Battle, because we used to have an NFL team here. Twice. I'm a New York Giant fan. I'm suffering too, so maybe we shouldn't have a team. Well, it's not in New York, it's in New Jersey, right? So there's so much to offer. This city has so much. They support the police officers. It's incredible. I've been to 4 cities. New York, I worked in. Obviously, my first city, I was born and raised in the NYPD. I was in Chicago for 5 years, 2011 to 2015. I was chief in Wilmington, Delaware, which was called Killington or Vertown, USA, for 6 years. We helped turn that city around through a lot of the good work that's being done and being put in this room. And here I am. I guess I suffer and I keep going to places that are a challenge, right? But St. Louis is the best thing that ever happened to my family. I mean, this is what I hope to make my life, the rest of my life. I want this to be my last stop. And then settle down, watch you guys be trained, watch our officers be trained in St. Louis, so I can sit on my porch, have a cigar, and watch how well everything's being done. Because of people like you in this room. Without you in this room, when I train the next generation, but you still train the generation one. It's not just the next generation. Because we have to have continued training in our profession to adapt to the times. That's exactly what you're doing, of course, internationally and nationally. So with that, I thank all of you. It's such a privilege to be here. It's a privilege to be with you today. I'll be bouncing in and out. Last year I was able to hit some classrooms, but I hope Ray let me do the same thing this year, right? Yeah. Is that a question or? Ray said yes. Okay, so I'll dress down out of this uniform. I'll be in my patrol uniform, but I look forward to seeing everyone. I'm going to hang out for a little while. Got any questions? Gentlemen here from Illinois, from the post training, we had a nice conversation right before I got out here. And I appreciate that because I've been doing this for 42 years. Started 42 years ago working football in South Bronx. I'm doing this at one at a need because leadership is important. You are leaders, our bosses need leadership. And you know what? Do your job and do your mission and be faithful to that mission. I always said the reason I stay a chief is because I am a chief, not trying to stay a chief. Understand that? Not trying to stay a chief. Then you get into politics. And believe me, there's a lot of politics in St. Louis, just what's going on right now. Just a little bit. But I'm used to that. I came to New York, especially when we lived in Chicago. Right? And if I didn't run my homes in Chicago, my God, so they hired me, Tyler started me, we prepared me for St. Louis. But there's so many things going on in St. Louis right now. If you take a look at it, we got a mayoral election coming up in about a week. We have state takeover that just happened because they're still fighting things from the Civil War. From state control, local trouble going back under state control. So when I thought I was prepared for this job, so this is why I always train and always learning. I always thought these other 3 places prepared me to St. Louis. St. Louis said, hold on to you. That's exactly what's happening to me. So I think I'll be in good shape. No guarantees in life, but I think the record of the work that's happening by the men and women. Right now, I looked at it. First year we went down 49 sites. Second year we went down 10 more, and we're at 12-year lows ending last year. That's pre-pandemic. And also overall crime is down before pre-pandemic. That's for the good work of men and women in the police department. I'm so proud of them. And right now, even at the first quarter's ending, it's progress. But I went back to 1990. Right now, we're sitting at the 3rd lowest homicides in 35 years. And we're sitting at the lowest since 2009. So this is a great city, a lot of great work, a lot of proud people. A lot of seeds, rich in history. I love it, and I told you this the rest of my life. I hope my life lasts. So thank you very much for having me an opportunity to come here, see you, speak with you, and I'll be passing around this conference, and we'll see you when talking and shaking your hand. So good luck, have a great conference.
Chief, thank you. Just to ask, I heard the New York, I heard the Chicago, and Wisconsin, and Packer Ranch. All right, thank you. But just on minutes now, just recognize the ILEETA team. As something like the Palm office, major arrangements, you name it across the board. We don't get anything done without the team. There's a lot of people that go into it. Jen Murphy, Director of Operations, those phone calls come in, asking about conference stuff, so thank you all for work on there. Jill, as far as director of development, so same thing, you'll take care of our marketing, everything that goes into the expo. We have Mary Grace up there, Mary Grace Marty, some of you remember Mary Grace retired. But like we said last year, we're 30 years of things in a year. So as I was learning, that Jill came on board, so thank you, and just the team that put that together. You will also see past director Harvey Head, that's other duties that are assigned these days. He's still around there helping us, he's out there taking photos, everything, so Harvey. So thank you for sticking around helping us out, and we have some great mentors there, so thank you. The advisory board, conference staff, journal staff, all the people you're going to meet this week, thank you for all you do before I leave, you're around, not just now. What makes this conference possible? St. Louis PD. Thank you. The recruits that come and help us set everything up on that Saturday morning, that take out on Sunday afternoon, you'll see the mats around there. We have the Union Station staff, all the work they do behind the scenes. Please make sure you thank them. You'll help in the young hours. It's a big job, and they are just great for working with. Expo vendors. If you haven't been here before, you're in for a treat. If you have been here before, you know that's what makes this conference special. Why do they come back? Every year they come back because of our trainers. What's on the ground? Yes, now some are decision makers, but you're the ones that say, hey, that has to about that property. You want to take it back. Go see the expo with it. Thank you to all of them that come here that they want to be there with you. Instructors. Joel, you're the one that has to be dealt with instructors, all the proposals coming in. Donating their time. And you can't say enough about it. Thank you. That's what makes this conference free to give you back. So you're going to meet that, but like I said, a lot of proposals. And last but not least, attendees. Thank you for being here. Over 700. We have more than your this year. We are growing every year again. So thank you very much. Give yourself a hand. We've always said with ILEETA, it is about the instructors. And that's just making true if you're here this year. And I can't say just from last night talking with everybody. And it's how you brought something new. And that's great. That person's going to come back next year. Conference sponsors, we have up there Caliber Press, Badge Group, Max, Warriors, Armada, Command Presence, Winchester. Thank you for all their time as far as masks, guidebook, coffee. With the Emerson tomorrow night, Warriors Heart is sponsoring that. So if you haven't been to Emerson,
Hi.
what is it?
You said tomorrow.
What, tomorrow?
Yes, no.
Oh, I'm sorry. There we go. That's why I got this in front of me. This is the week, so we got the support staff saying, hey, so take your time, take your time. So I'm sorry, Emerson Hour is tonight, and that's why you check the guidebook that we're talking about today. So tonight, Emerson Hour, if you have your report, you know it's great. If you have not, please come by. You will not be disappointed. Midway by. And you'll see, as you're wondering, if you're new, where to go. You'll see some people out there helping direct you. Hey, you go around this way. If you don't know, ask. That's what's great about every year, and not just the staff, but every instructor will help you with that. Or you talk about ILEETA Expo. You'll see that starting to get set up today. We're going to ask you to go around a few things there, but you just see as everybody comes in, take the time to go there. It starts at 10 o'clock tomorrow. Okay, then it opens back up on Tuesday morning at 8 o'clock. I'm sorry, yeah, it starts around Tuesday at 10, Wednesday morning at 8 o'clock Sunday. Same thing, take time to go back over there. We have other events going on, but hey, you want to make sure you get over there and meet those members. During the expo, Bible sponsors the ILEETA Cup challenge. Take time to go over there, you'll see what the cup's about, sign up, have a chance to win a cup. Then the Tuesday night social. Same thing, we've been here before, it's our now third year doing this. Milo's been doing the whiskey tasting for a while for hospitality. A couple years ago, last year we started the cornhole tournament, and that's sponsored by Command Presence. Great time. Like with everything else, it's a great time to go social, meet other people, but then also you're going to have a chance to meet authors down there. To come on over and say hi to those guys, and if you like food, also serve that night. So come on over, have a good time. Even if you're not going to take cornhole, it's a great time just to meet up with everybody. Thursday night, the Saber Tour. Now, same thing, you've been here before and gone through it, please sign up again. If you haven't, please sign up to go. It's a great time to see how that's propagating, and there's great people to go see. ILEETA meetings. Now, say we have those Monday through Friday, our socials, up in the Jefferson and Bitterback room. That is where it's a little different. We used to have a midway, just a little bit different setup. Come on up there, have a drink, take that time, or not. We have soda, coffee, all that kind of fun stuff. Just same thing. Have that time to meet with other instructors and talk about your day. How are things are going, what you go to. So that takes time to do that. ILEETA mornings, we have mobility and gratitude. We'll work out through some, I think, different stretching, yoga, and different things, and the spiritual fitness in the Grand Hall. If you like to get together, have a prayer. That'll be the Grand Hall on this mornings. Guidebook. Who's already downloaded Guidebook? Okay, so hopefully by the time you saw those people who haven't, please help them right now. But please make sure you do. You're going to notice one thing, you got your program back. All right, you got all the great instructors, you got both pages there, take notes. But we don't have a hard schedule. We have some if you really need it, but go to Guidebook. That's going to be the most up-to-date there is. That you can put your classes in there. And like I said, I'm happy to turn on a computer. Joel plugged this in just in case the power doesn't go on me. But I'll say if you need help with it, have somebody else you'll be able to go through it. It's really easy, so please take that time. Badges. If you haven't got your credentials yet, please get out after here. They'll be open. Have them with you. Instructors will ask you about it. We'll have other people in the hallways. We don't want just people roaming around. If there's somebody that doesn't seem right, let us know. Use your communication skills. Talk to them. Hey, I'm so-and-so. How are you doing today? Why are they there? Find out. If it's not right, let us know. We'll take care of it. Please review all safety rules and in the program book. Safety briefs should be an SOP. Report any injuries. Tell you the instructor and staff. Report class. Not that we're the same thing. If, every reason go up here, but we like to document it just in case something goes on down the road with your department. We need documentation we have. So if you want to just be able to protect that there. If you are a hotel guest, make sure you get your parking pass from the front desk. If you are a commuter, see the registration area. We have the tickets there for you. I think it's half off for the parking. What are they doing? $10 off. $10 off for a car. So last thing is one remember for one community range classes also. We're at St. Louis Range West. We want to thank them for helping us out this year with the St. Louis Keys range going down. They've been great. They've stepped up to help us so we can still have our range classes. So if you are going out for the range, make sure you follow where you got to go. Plan accordingly, get the directions, meet up front, so they'll be signs for it. Get any questions, come see us over at Matt with the other room over there to make sure you know where to go, catch a ride. All right. Trainer of the year. So same thing, we're just gonna go through a couple so you can hopefully figure out who this is. But it's always an honor that you run all the trainers and we recognize somebody, but it's one of those things we have just so many great people here. So thank you for that you just trainers. Right. They serve the community in uniform for 50 years, wearing many hats along the way, from control officer and sergeant for use of force and fires instructor. They spent nearly 3 decades shaping the next generation of law enforcement professionals, a full-time instructor at a respected technical college, community college. Their training expertise is grounded in an academy career, holding both a bachelor's in criminal justice and a master's degree in education, plus advanced certifications as sports science analysis. They are a rare person who bridges both the research and real world of training. Even in retirement, they continue to teach, mentor, and contribute to their field. At this time, I'd like to present ILEETA Trainer of the Year, Dwayne Wolf.
off, I want to thank my wife, Lynn, who has been there with me since the beginning. I moved on Wednesday. I interviewed for a job on Friday. I got married on a Saturday. I got hired on a Monday. It was kind of social background investigation, which is probably how we came with this job. And she's been there with me ever since. She is my biggest cheerleader. If I want to do something, I will say, yeah, I think I want to do. She'll say, if that's what you want to do, then go for it. She is my proofreader. When I give something to her to read, she will bring it back to me. She will say, this is crap. And she's right, and despite sometimes although I want to rewrite something I've written, I will do it because I'm a smart man and I listen to my wife. I've been a member of ILEETA since the beginning, and as such, I've been able to watch each one of the trainers be awarded each year. And every time, private announcement, I've heard these words. Someday, that will be you. Someday, that will be you. Someday, that will be you. Let me make it clear, I was my voice. I was the voice of my mentor, Father. Leo, whisper in my ear. Someday, that will be you. In the years that he hasn't been here, I still heard those words because he created that belief system. He built me up. He made me where I am today because of his mentorship. What I'd like you to do for me right now is everyone who's been mentored by Coach Bob Lindsay, please stand up. And I want you to look at the faces. And I want you to know their names. And I want you to know that he has been a mentor in their lives. Because that is what I think is about mentorship. And as you look around the room, I want you to look at those faces. The faces that you look at have mentored you, have helped you. You've read their articles, you've taken their classes, and something that they have said or done for you has helped you. Please stand. And as you look around and you look at those faces, if those people standing have helped you, have mentored you, you've taken their classes, you've done something with them, please stand. Thank you. And that is the power of one man, one mentor. And you look at the leaders in this profession, from one man's efforts, one person, and I will quote, you are that one person. You are that one trainer. You have that power. Someday, it will be you. Someday, it will be you. Thank you.
One of the big questions over the last year, as we've had our transition, we've been trained, we've been trained to do more through this, is what's going to change? Because we sat down and talked about things, it's not a question of training, it's about what, it's an answer with what is the evolution? Dwayne and I have an answer, because not. It's about the trainers, it's about the networking, it's about everything that goes into this. And the way he built this for trainers, the association, you won't see that change. When you have Harvard build after that, with that, it's about the evolution, where are we gonna go? You're gonna see some of it goes with the website, which we'll talk about a little bit, how we're gonna do some of the other training. But when you ask that question, hey, what's the evolution or the change? No, what's the evolution? This is, you see this is not, this is a family, it's a team. You know, everything from, we got together, we do that, we get a chance, I daughter hates it, I say, hey, she's back there, my son, daughter here, my wife, and that's what the whole family is here, you see these things, all the different people work with, so think of it the same way. So make sure this week we can have more thoughts about it, you're gonna see us walking around, myself, and I'm talking, not out here, nobody goes over around doing things, but just come up and say, hey, this is, you know, the evolution of this, hey, can we do this? If we ask, if we don't ask, we don't know. If we don't try, we don't know. So for that portion, think of that evolution. I want to thank you again, and like I said, you'll see me around this week. Please, let's have some more conversations. And at this time, I am going to introduce our Deputy Executive Director, Joel Willis.
So unlike Ray, I do like to talk here, and so I'm going to do my best to keep this as short as possible. I want to talk just briefly about the concept of connection and what it means to us here at ILEETA. And you all heard Wayne just a second ago talk about the power of one person. As I look out here and I start to think about connection, obviously my mind goes to how we connect on social media, how we communicate. And so as you see folks wandering around this week, you're going to notice that we have a team here doing video and that kind of stuff. We're trying to communicate with the larger audience. That's some connection. And if you see them out there, ask, how do I get involved with that piece of this? That's not really the connection I'm talking about. I think you know that. The connection I'm talking about is that electricity that exists between each one of us. When we are passing each other in the hallways out there, and we make eye contact, and we shake hands, and that genuine hug you give that person because you haven't seen them in a year, that's electricity. That is connection. That charge you get fills that battery that you all come here to charge each and every year. When you're sitting in the classroom and that instructor is giving you that information, and maybe you agree with it, and your heart is pounding faster, and you realize that this person is speaking my language, they get me, and it lifts you up. Or they tell you something that completely goes against what you believe, what you've heard your entire life, and you heard folks talking about it last night at the newcomers orientation, we steal this from them. Ask yourself, this is John Ross saying last night, ask yourself, is why I disagree with this the only right answer? Let me engage in this moment. Let me connect with this person, because we don't see eye to eye in this particular situation, but I have a chance to grow. Maybe so today. Let's have a conversation. I'm also talking about the larger audience. I want to thank each and every person. If this is your first year, go ahead and raise your hand for me. Thank you so much for making the trip to come here this year to your first conference. But here's the thing I want to do next. If you brought somebody this year, and you've got somebody sitting close to you somewhere in this room, or they're coming later this week, please raise your hand for bringing somebody new this year. Thank you so much. This network continues to build because of the love and compassion we have for the profession and for training as an institution and the betterment of how we do that. But it also matters. It also grows because of that connection we have with each other. And so I've talked a lot about connection here in this moment, in this room, in this case. But I actually want to talk about the concept of connection over years and generations. And so before I move on to the next piece of this, I'll tell you a real quick story. In 2006, I was a young military policeman, and I get this call from a Polizei captain at the Hesse Polizeischule in Wiesbaden. He says, I want you to come visit me as an invitation. Just come and see the facility here, and we get to know each other. And so I grab my interpreter and say, hey, come with me. And so, I don't know this guy, maybe we need to, have an interpreter here with us. So I get there and I meet him, and we're walking around and meeting the entire crew and walking from room to room. And what I quickly realized is that our interpreter is walking 6 steps behind us and doesn't have a clue what the hell we're talking about. We connected across oceans. We took this law enforcement passion for training and we bridged the gap between cultures, between language, between countries. Almost 20 years later, Ariad and I went over to Germany and reconnected with them. We've maintained a friendship for nearly 20 years, Equity Bergamo and I have, as well as Walt Schmidt and Jorn, and there's this whole team of folks over there, as well as our trainers in Deutschland, who are phenomenal trainers and as passionate as you. And it was important to us to connect these two teams this year. And so without any further ado, I want to invite my friends, Raul and Jorn, to the stage with me. As they come up here. I do have one more challenge for everybody real quick. When you were in process yesterday, or in process, registered yesterday, you received one of these, if I remember correctly, Billy, as you were walking in the room, had one of these in his hands, he said, welcome back to 2025, and he shook your hand and gave it to you. If you've got it on you right now, pull it out, hold it up for me. I think this is the only 2 people in the room, besides these 2 up here in chief, who don't owe me a bear. Come see me in the bar.
Okay, so as you see, my name is Ralf Schmidt. My name is Ralf Schmidt. I'm 44 years in the Hessian State Police and in PID, in our training organization in Germany, I'm the director of training. So I started my career in the early 80s in an anti-riot police unit. After this, I switched to Frankfurt, in the red light area over there, around the main station. There's a very exciting red light area. Patrol officer. After this, I switched to the Frankfurt PD and to the detective branch. And after a couple of years, I become a leader in the undercover operation team, and also I was this year's responsible for the whole training for the unit. Very special. As you know, undercover operations are very special, and the training is also very special because often you get, or always you got the face-to-face situations, and this situation are very special, as you know. And after that, one more time I switched to a close protection team, was responsible for a team of 20 guys over there for close protection for politicians and other important people. And the last time in my career, I switched one more time to the Hessian State Police Academy, and there I was responsible for the special units and the SWAT teams. I'm a firearms instructor and also responsible for the surveillance training over there at the academy. So just to make 44 years short like this. So, yeah.
Yes, my name is Jörn Maser. I'm the Director of Operations from the Association PID, and I also have to tell you the best wishes from our President, Expo, friend of Joe. And we are also over 40 years in the Hessian State Police. Now I'm the Deputy Head of the Special Force of the State Police, Criminal Central Office. We have 7 technical and operation and technical teams with around 100 guys in my team. And I'm the strategic leader. We have chief, female chief, but she is the police manager. She is from outside, not the building in our organization. I start also in a riot police, anti-riot police, in a arrest unit, and then changed to Frankfurt PD, to the detective branch, and there was I became an investigator, robbery, most robbery things, and then I switched to surveillance unit, observation team, and it's a unmarked covered SWAT team, and we have all the stuff like SWAT team, but we don't wear uniform or official clothes. Okay.
So just to give you some facts about our organization, because we are short on time, we only got 5 to 10 minutes. PID, which means police trainer in Germany, Polizeitrainer in Deutschland, are non-profit, non-political, and non-government organization. So we see ourselves as a communication platform. We are only a platform and invited guys, trainers, to perform on our platform. Members of police, customs, judicial and communal authorities on a national and, as you heard, international level. A place for exchange of information about new developments of techniques, tactics, and relevant knowledge. Just like you did the next days here in St. Louis. We also did and do researches with universities, higher education institutions, security experts from Germany and abroad. So our goal is to develop, train, and evaluate defense tactics according to security rules and standards of interactive defense and interactive defense combat, which means combat situations, training situations in really close quarter and life-threatening situations. That's interactive defense combat. We also published a magazine. It's called in Germany is a Polizeitrainer magazine, which means in English Police Trainer magazine. We also do seminars and workshops, as you see, CIT, which means criminal investigation trainings, low-light training, anti-terror, anti-riot tactics, and also tribal trainings, and also, as you can see over at the left side, taser training and stuff like that. That's our seminars about.
The new way, like VR training and augmented reality training.
Yeah, virtual reality training. Once a year, we organize the European Police Trainer Conference in Nuremberg. Very interesting, so you are welcome to show up over there and join us in our training. Just to give you some short expressions, we brought a short video with us, and we want to show you that now. So while we are here, first of all, very important. First, I want to thank ILEETA having the chance coming over here and participate on this great event here in St. Louis. And in personal job, of course, Ray, we met your family, and that was yesterday evening. It was very heart-grabbing, and we are honored to be here. To be honest, we are really honored to be here and join this conference here in St. Louis. And we are looking forward to our upcoming cooperation. We appreciate that, and we are looking really forward. And also, that was also a little goal to introduce our organization in Germany, just to get that you get some ideas what happened in Germany nowadays on the field of police training. So that's why we are here, and we want that when we met at the exhibition, for example, tomorrow, and you got questions, speak with us. You are welcome, and yes, have a good time here in St. Louis and enjoy your time. Stay safe, and we will see us on training and exhibition. We brought a little gift with us. The little present is German schnapps. Hopefully you will find somebody who will try it, because it's very hard stuff. So, and our new brand new rocket patch from the state of health as in police. So thank you for being here. Thank you.
Before we do this, the next speaker is actually Brian Lewis. Brian, you want to join us on stage real quick? All right, so just to give you a heads up, I don't have a full video, and I'm not going to feed into Joe's drinking problems. Obviously, with the challenge points and his friends coming from Germany. But what I want to talk to you today about is the concept of legacy. And I want you to think of a legacy not as something you leave behind when you die, but something that you create every single day that you live. And in your life, you all live many roles. You live the roles of sons and daughters, and sisters and brothers, and husbands and wives, and partners, and coaches, and leaders, and trainers, and mentors, and role models. And in every one of those roles, you create a legacy every single day by the way that you live, the way that you interact with people, the way you treat people, and what you model for others. Now, in the book Legacy, 15 Lessons of Leadership by James Kerr, which is one of my all-time favorite leadership books, he talks about this concept of be a good ancestor, which is part of the philosophy of the New Zealand All Blacks rugby team. What he writes about is, he says, our time is limited. Understanding the fragility of life is the first step in understanding our role and responsibility as a leader. And that obviously became very clear earlier when Ray mentioned Mark Candies, who was to be here to present this afternoon, losing his son, Sergeant Grant Candies, in the line of duty just this weekend. He goes on to say, our greatest responsibility is to honor those who came before us and those who will come after, to leave the jersey in a better place. And what that means is to leave this profession better because you were here, leave this organization better because you were here, leave your agency better because you were here, Leave everywhere that you work better because you were part of that. It goes on to say we are stewards of our organization and caretakers of our lineage. And our actions today will echo beyond our time. They are our legacy. And legacy is not about getting locked into dogma, believing that there is one way, one theory, one system, a single way of doing anything that is the way. It's about staying curious. It's about ensuring that your training is grounded in and informed by the research and learning, and coaching, and teaching, and in human performance. Legacy is not about holding on to outdated practices, because that's the way we've always done it, or it's tradition, or that's the way we do things. An Associated Press report a short time ago, the title of the report was 29 police recruits died in training in the last decade. It goes on to say more than 2/3 of those deaths occurred since 2020. Most died of exertion, dehydration, heat stroke, and other conditions tied to intense exercise, often on the first day of training. Others died several weeks later, sometimes after suffering trauma during boxing or use of force drills, or collapsing during high-stakes timed runs on hot days. I want to go back to the last line from that Be a Good Ancestor of our actions today will echo beyond our time. They are our legacy. That is not the legacy that we want from our training. And Robert Louis Stevenson challenged us when he said, don't judge each day by the harvest that you reap, but by the seeds that you plant. If I'm going to judge each day by the harvest that I reap, that's what's in it for me. If you judge each day by the seeds that you plant, that's what's in it for others. What are you doing to invest in others in this profession? Legacy is not about short-term performance in the training environment. It's about creating, understanding, learning, retention, and transfer of that learning to real-world environments. Legacy is about helping others to believe in themselves and believe in their ability to make a difference and live a life of significance. Legacy is about teaching others to think critically, solve problems, and make decisions in tense, uncertain, and rapidly evolving events. It is about building their capacity to perform under pressure when it matters most. Legacy is about doing what's right when it's not what's popular, it's not what's easy, it's not what's expedient. It is about being willing to stand up and speak up in the face of questionable training methodologies at your academy or at your agency. And legacy is also about other people standing up and doing what is right when it's not what's popular, it's not what's easy, it's not what's expedient, because that's what you taught them. That's what you modeled for them. That's what they learned from you. Legacy is not about rewards and public recognition. Legacy is about significance, not success. It's about impact. Glenn Wolf's legacy is not the fact that he won the Trainer of the Year. It is the life he has impacted and changed through his training, through his sharing of a very deeply personal story over the years. And because he cares, truly cares about the people that he trains, and he cares about this profession. Confucius told us a long time ago, worry not who knows of you, seek to be worth knowing. Worry not who knows of you, seek to be worth knowing. It does not matter if people remember your name, because legacy is not about you. Legacy is about embracing the philosophy that you are not the hero. Your people are the heroes, and your job, our job as trainers, is to be the wise and humble mentors. Legacy is not about who's best at marketing or building a social media presence. Legacy is not about how many books you read or how many certificates you have collected. Legacy is about understanding that knowledge is not power. It is potential. It is the potential to affect change. It is the potential to empower others. And this happens when you find meaningful ways to apply what you were learning and to share what you were learning. Legacy is not about big words and fancy terminology. It's about understanding the principles and concepts underpinning human performance, and then finding simple, effective ways to share and implement those principles and concepts. Sport performance psychologist Tom Bates said it is difficult to have performance excellence without excellence in preparation. ILEETA is an association built to create a legacy of men and women who are part of the law enforcement training community and are committed to performance excellence through excellence in preparation by continually advancing the training within our profession. NWiki started ILEETA to enhance the profession, not to promote it. Harvey built on that philosophy, and the new leadership team with Ray and Jane and Joe and Jill are committed to carrying on that mission. If you remember their names, great, but that is not what's important to them. What's important to them is that you learn, that you grow, and that you take action and implement what you are learning. And this takes us back to the challenge from Maya Angelou that I shared last year. Do the best you can until you know better. Then, when you know better, do better. And that's the challenge to all of us. ILEETA embraces the Maori philosophy of whakapapa. This is a spiritual idea from the Maori people that each of us is part of an unbreakable chain of people going back to our very first ancestor, with whom our arms are interlinked. This chain of people is not only back to our first ancestor, but we are part of a chain of people into the future, to the end of time. And what is critical in our tribe is that we pass on our sense of identity, a sense of purpose, a vision of what we are trying to do together, and our values, rituals, and traditions. That is why we're an unbreakable tribe. That is what ILEETA is about. That is what legacy is about. Whakapapa is also about creating a sense of belonging, which is one of the key social drivers for human beings, and has always been a critical part of ILEETA, and of the organization and our underlying philosophy. And I challenge you to make that part of your training culture. Welcome people, embrace people, day one of training. Challenge them, believe in them, help them believe in themselves. Teach them what it means to be a professional. Inspire them a sense of curiosity and a commitment to small incremental improvement and change over a career and over a lifetime. And instill in them a love for training. This year we're adding a new component to the open ceremony. A while ago, Joe and Ray were having a conversation about what can we do as an organization to recognize the long-term lasting contributions of people that have made a significant contribution to the profession, to the organization, to training. As we talked about this on a call, unbeknownst to them, I had already made the decision that I was going to talk about legacy at this year's conference. And so what was born out of that is the new component to the open ceremonies, the ILEETA Legacy Forged, the law enforcement trainer's legacy. Forged through unwavering dedication and tested by time, the law enforcement trainer's legacy is a distinction reserved for those who have left an indelible mark on the profession of law enforcement training and on ILEETA itself. Like iron sharpening iron, has been mentioned a couple of times already, these individuals have forged stronger officers and trainers through patience, resilience, and an unshakable commitment, shaping the profession and those who serve it. The recognition is built upon three ironclad pillars of legacy. The first is the impact on the law enforcement profession. Beyond training, these individuals have influenced the profession itself. Their contributions, whether leadership, policy, innovation, or mentorship, have shaped law enforcement in ways that extend beyond the training environment. They have challenged norms, driven change, and helped redefine the profession for future generations. Number two is the impact on law enforcement training. Training is where skill development leads to success and where knowledge becomes action. It prepares officers to prevail in the most challenging and dangerous situations, not just to endure, but to excel and thrive throughout their careers. Great trainers don't just teach tactics, They shape mindsets, instill confidence, and forge a legacy of excellence. Their impact extends beyond the classroom, influencing generations of officers who will carry their lessons forward. The true measure of a trainer's legacy is seen in those they prepare to lead, serve, and prevail. And number three, the impact on ILEETA and its members. A legacy is not just what is built, it is what lives on in the men and women of the profession. Those honored with this recognition are an indelible part of ILEETA's story. Their impact is seen in the lessons they have taught, the careers they have shaped, and the members they have mentored. When their names are spoken, their contributions are instantly recognized, not just by individuals, but by the organization as a whole. And so this is about a legacy forged in fire. A legacy like this is not built overnight. It is forged, hammered into shape through years of dedication, refined through challenges, and tested in the fire of experience. Those who receive this recognition are tempered, their character unshakable, their commitment unbreakable. Like the final strike of a blacksmith's hammer, their work is uniquely theirs, sometimes rough, often unrefined, but always enduring. Be recognized with the law enforcement trainer's legacy and welcomed into the ILEETA Legacy Forge is to be known not just for what they have done, but for what they have inspired in others. It is a mark of unwavering character, a loyalty to the profession, and a commitment to shaping future generations. Theirs is a legacy that stands the test of time. We're going to recognize 4 individuals this year, and I'll introduce them one at a time and ask either them or the designated to come up on stage. I would ask that you can absolutely applaud for each of them as they come up, but I would ask that you wait until all 4 on stage before you stand and show your deep appreciation for their significant contributions. Before I identify the 4, I'm just going to ask Joe and Ray to come back up on the stage. So the first person we want to acknowledge is Edward J. Nowicki. Ed Nowicki was a visionary leader and driving force in law enforcement training. A 33-year law enforcement veteran. He served as a Chicago police detective, a police chief, and as an assistant director of police recruit training. A recognized use of force expert, he developed national training programs and was judicially recognized expert witness in courts across the country. Most notably, Ed founded the International Law Enforcement Educators and Trainers Association, ILEETA, in 2003, shaping it into the world's premier criminal justice training organization. His philosophy was simple: build better trainers create better officers, which leads to safer communities. Through his leadership, ILEETA became a place where trainers could learn, grow, and refine the craft. A prolific author, he prevailed in 6 separate shootings and was a recipient of numerous awards. Ed's impact on law enforcement training is immeasurable. ILEETA exists because of him, and every member carries forward his legacy. We are all part of Ed's enduring mark in the profession. And I would like to ask Eric Nowicki to come up and receive this recognition on behalf of his father. If you ever wondered what a young Ed Nowicki looked like, now you know. The next recipient is somebody who was mentioned earlier. That's Robert Coach Lindsay. Coach dedicated over 35 years to active law enforcement before retiring as a colonel from the Jefferson Parish Sheriff's Office in Louisiana. A graduate of Loyola University and the FBI
government security. A trainer of trainers, coaches shaped countless officers across the U.S. and internationally. He has served as the director of training, range master, and expert witness, always committed to helping officers to be better prepared. A founding member of ILEETA and ILEETA Advisory Board member, his influence in officer safety training, verbal defense, and mental preparation is profound. Coach's wisdom, passion, and mentorship have earned him ILEETA's Trainer of the Year Award and ILEETA's Lifetime Achievement Award. A true guardian of law enforcement training, his legacy is seen in the safer, stronger officers he has shaped, an impact that will endure for generations. So I'd like to ask Wayne Wolf to come out and accept this on behalf of the coach who's unable to be with us this year. The next person we'd like to recognize is Luann Hammond. Luann is a 22-year veteran law enforcement officer who served in roles ranging from uniform patrol and night patrol, undercover narcotics operations, and a DEA task force assignment. Holding a master's degree in human performance technology and instructional design from the University of Michigan, she has spent over 30 years advancing law enforcement training. She has trained over 6,000 female officers in pistol tactics and marksmanship alone, and founded the nationally recognized Building Warrior Women program. Her legacy extends beyond gender, shaping the profession through innovation, instructional leadership, and specialized training. She has instructed internationally, challenged the status quo while honoring the traditions of dedicated law enforcement professionals. A charter ILEETA member and a 2009 Iron Conf recipient, she has also served on the ILEETA board, or the ILEETA board, and multiple advisory panels. A pioneer in officer safety and professional development, Luann's impact will be felt for generations. So Luann, if you can join us. The last person we're going to recognize this year is John T. Meyer, Jr. With over 40 years of law enforcement training, John Meyer has left an indelible mark in the profession. He began his career with the Department of Defense in 1981. He later joined Hickman & Koch, rose to the Vice President of International Sales and Training, where he built one of the industry's most respected training teams. In 2003, he founded the Team One Network, a premier law enforcement training organization. John's legacy extends beyond training. He has shaped relationships, built industry partnerships, and mentored generations of trainers. His role in forging the ILEETA PID influence. A former vice president of ILEETA, he has served on multiple advisory boards and remains a driving force in officer safety training. His work has shaped the careers of countless officers and trainers, ensuring the future of law enforcement training remains strong. So John, if you can join us. So please stand and show your extreme appreciation. again. Take the opportunity throughout the week to seek out these four. I'm sure Eric has some Ed stories, I know that Harvey has some Ed stories. And I know that Wayne has some coach stories. Wayne's teaching this week, delegating the Vendor Expo. But all these people have made a significant contribution to the profession, training, and to this organization. So I want to wrap up just reminding you of a few things. First of all, the primary focus of this conference is learning and training, the exchange of ideas. So as Joe mentioned, those connections are critically important. But remember that the primary focus is training, the exchange of ideas, so that we can continue to advance the profession. So throughout the week, make a plan to take action on what you are learning. Make a plan to share what you are learning with your brother and sister trainers who did not have the opportunity to be here this week. Find an accountability partner, somebody that will hold you accountable, make sure that you follow through on taking those actions. When you get back to your agency, and life gets busy and life punches you in the mouth. Take advantage of the special events, the Emerson Hour tonight, and the Whiskey Tasting and Cornhole Tournament tomorrow night. Absolutely take advantage of the Vendor Expo, because the vendors are also trainers. But and I know I sound like your mother every year when I bring this up, but guard your sleep. Be able about protecting your sleep. Sleep is critical to learn. This week is about learning. Take advantage of those opportunities. Make those connections. But take advantage of the learning. And guard your sleep. And I'm going to leave you with two thoughts. One comes from Jim Collins. Jim Collins is a good grader. What he said is that no matter how much you have accomplished or achieved, you're always going to be good relative to what you can become. And greatness is a dynamic process and not an end state. And the moment that you start to think of yourself as great, then you slide towards mediocrity or nothing. The moment that any of us start to think that we're great trainers, great communicators, and that's the point where our slide towards mediocrity will have begun, because that's the point where we stop doing the work. And those people that we recognize, they have never stopped. They don't see themselves as having arrived anywhere. They're on this continual journey. And I'm going to leave you as we wrap up with this one last thought from Bobby Kennedy. And Kennedy said this. He said that few of us will have the greatness that bend history itself. But each of us has the capacity to change a small portion of events. And through the sum total of all those acts will be written the history of this generation. And that's what you do, each and every one of you. What you do through your acts of leadership, through your selfless service, through your commitment to training, your commitment to learning, your commitment to growing, your commitment to sharing, is you are writing the history of this generation. And this generation will influence future generations. And that's a powerful legacy you create every single day that you live, and that you lead, and that you coach, and that you train, and that you mentor. So thank you for being here. Enjoy the week, and maximize your learning. And again, thank you. And if you haven't registered, registration is now open.
And we can get the trainers of the year, historically, anybody in the room who's ever won trainer of the year, and then the legacy awardees can come, legacy recognees, you can come up and join me on the stage. Everybody else, thank you very much. Have a great conference. See you around.
Yes, we will.